All right, wine lovers, have you noticed that wine bottles come in different shapes? Some of them are tall and skinny, some are short and chubby, and some are just completely bizarre. Well, here's the thing. Wine bottle shapes aren't just random. They actually tell you something about the wine that's inside of those bottles. And today we're diving deep into understanding what those wine bottle shapes actually mean. So make sure to stay until the end of this video, because you will be able to walk into a wine shop next time and impress your friends with some very serious wine bottle shape knowledge.
First of all, what a sad world would that be if there was no wine? Quite honestly, I have no intention of stopping drinking wine anytime soon. This is for fun
Cheers,
only.
everyone. Let's start with the classics. First is the Burgundy bottle, and you will recognize this bottle by its slim shape and sloping shoulders. So this shape was born in the Burgundy region of France, which is home to world-famous Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. Why the sloped shoulders? Well, rumor has it that glass blowers in the 19th century found it easier to make this shape. Lazy? Maybe. Brilliant? Definitely. Today, wineries still use that bottle shape to basically say, hey, I am classy, I am complex, I'm a Burgundy style wine. That bottle shape is also used for Syrah and Grenache too. And next time you're at a dinner party and you spot that bottle, you can just casually drop, oh, that's a Burgundy bottle, must be a Pinot Noir, and boom, instant wine nerd status. Next, meet Burgundy's cousin, Bordeaux bottle. Bordeaux bottles have straight sides and big, broad shoulders. This bottle means business, like a linebacker at wine school. Why? Because those strong shoulders help catch sediment when you pour, and that matters when you're dealing with Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, and other bold, age-worthy red wines. So next time you see a Bordeaux bottle, expect some very serious boldness and a wine that will probably want to wrestle your steak. Next up is the Riesling bottle, or as it's also called, the Moselle or Alsace. Long, skinny, and elegant, like the wine equivalent of a supermodel. These bottles come from Germany and Alsace in France, where Riesling, Gewürztraminer, and some other aromatic white wines rule the vineyards. So what is the reason for the skinny and elegant shape of the bottle? It was originally designed that way so that wines could be easily transported down rivers. So yes, those bottles were very well stacked on boats to be transported on the water. Now it's more of an indication of a very crisp wine that's so aromatic and a little bit flirtatious. And I always think of Riesling bottles as the yoga instructors of wine bottles. They're flexible, they're very well balanced, and a little sweet sometimes too. Here we go. So now let's talk about some oddballs and outliers. And here we have Chianti bottles. These old school round bottles wrapped in straw were once the life of every Italian restaurant. The straw wasn't just decorative, it actually protected the thin glass during transport. Nowadays, you don't really see them that much anymore. Sometimes in stores or in authentic Italian restaurants, you may see that beautiful straw basket of a bottle, and the bottle itself was kind of a round shape. But most times now, producers make Chiantis in regular bottles because of the ease of shipment, transporting, exporting that wine. So unfortunately, that tradition is kind of losing itself at this point. And then there's the champagne bottle with heavier, thicker glass and a deep punt at the bottom. Why so sturdy? Well, because sparkling wines are under a lot of pressure. About 5 to 6 atmospheres. That's the same as the city bus tire. Without that reinforced glass, we'd all be dodging corks flying left and right at every New Year's party. A fun fact for you about champagne bottles is that if you were to ever drop a champagne bottle on the tile floor, you're much more likely to break the tile on the floor than the champagne bottle itself. So I guess that makes it a good home defense system, doesn't it? How about some modern twists? Well, winemakers today, of course, love to break the rules. You will find square bottles, eco-friendly flat bottles, boxes, and even cans of wine. These are all designed for branding, storage efficiency, and sometimes just to make you stop scrolling on Instagram and purchase them. So while the traditional bottle shapes tell us something about the wine's origin and style, the modern ones, they tell us more about marketing, they're targeting sustainability, and really just standing out on that shelf. Another fun fact for you is that that punt at the bottom of wine bottles doesn't really mean that the wine is better. So it's mostly there for stability. In champagne bottles case, it's there to hold pressure. And a lot of times producers are actually being sneaky and they make deeper punts at the bottom of bottles to kind of trick you into thinking you're getting more wine, where they actually pour less wine into those bottles. Sneaky, right? All right, my wine friends, let's go ahead and recap everything that we just learned about those wine bottle shapes. Sloped shoulders means Burgundy, think Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. Big shoulders mean Bordeaux, so think Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot. Tall and skinny mean Riesling, think crisp and aromatic whites. And then that round straw basket is your old school Chianti. Heavy champagne bottle means bubbly survival gear. And then port and dessert wine bottles that we haven't really touched on, those are shorter, often with a bulbous neck to them. So those bottles are squat and sturdy, kind of like that one friend who is short but surprisingly super strong. So now you know that wine bottles come in different shapes due to history, tradition, practicality, and sometimes it's just an old marketing flair. So next time you're at a wine shop, make sure to appreciate all the curves and shoulders and punts of wine bottles because they all tell a story. And if you learned something new from this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and then subscribe to my channel if you feel like watching weekly wine education and entertainment videos coming your way. Instagram is where I give you a little glimpse of my personal life, so make sure to follow me there for wine content plus life content. And of course, stay sipping, stay curious, and until next time, cheers everyone.